How to sell anything the easy way. Problems, problems, and problems. Find a problem to solve because not only will people like you for it, but they will also pay you for the problem that you just solved. In this video, learn how to sell anything by identifying the problem. And you could only do this by asking those questions that lead you to the problem for which your product and services will offer solutions. Now, before I get to the questions, I will share a personal story for when I was in London as a co-founder of a startup and how I failed miserably at selling my products and services. Of course, I was a cheerleader and a promoter of my own company, but I failed to understand what the customer wanted because I didn't listen to his and her questions, nor did I even pay attention to how they reacted to some of my statements. I missed understanding how the customer could potentially benefit from my product and services because I just didn't observe their behaviors and I clearly did not even hear their questions. Sure, having a brand allowed me to sell easier because there's that level of brand awareness and celebrity status. It didn't necessarily lead to more deals closed. Though I sold tickets to the event, I could have sold more had I only been paying more attention and actually listening a lot more than talking. Here's the thing. People buy for two reasons only: to alleviate a pain and for a benefit, typically pleasure. People either pursue things because they want to get rid of pain or because they want more pleasure. And you need to figure out which one of those is going to motivate the customer more. For me, I'm motivated to solve problems, so I like to alleviate pain. Now, of course, I pursue pleasure as well, but I love when I can take away pain from the situation or from someone and solve a problem. Naturally, I purchase products and services that solve a problem because that's what I like to do. For more videos on selling, make sure to check out my previous video on selling without sounding like a salesman. So how do you find problems? The secret is it's in the questions that you ask. And I'm going to go over 5 questions that are used for easily identifying the problem. So let's dive right in. I took some notes. First question, what is your most consistent and persistent problem? Insert topic, work, job, industry, or company. So this question is intended to understand the details and the broad picture. The most people have a problem either in their personal life or professional life, and they interconnect. All right, we got second question. How do you go about solving this problem now? This question is meant to understand how people are solving their problems now, if they're doing so at all, and what is the process that they have in place in identifying the problem. You're also trying to understand if there's any gaps in their reasoning so that you can identify the solution for them that they have not yet seen. Next question, number 3. What happens if you don't solve it? So what do you lose and what is their pain point? How severe is their pain point? You're trying to understand that so you can figure out if they're ready to pay for your services now or later. Number 4, what is your dream solution for this problem? We're trying to put the customer in a positive mindset and envision that there is even a solution to their problem. This is important because you want to understand clearly what that problem is and again, what drives them, pain or pleasure. The last question, number 5, would that be worth paying for? And if so, how much? So what is their budget and are they willing to pay now or later? Still, even if you ask these questions, you may not understand their problem, and that is okay. You want to give it some time and space and figure out how to ask those questions differently, and sometimes even by asking you won't get to the solution, so you just observe, and that's your best bet. Now, I wanted to go back to my situation in London when I was a co-founder. I think had I had these questions in hand, I would be better at finding out people's problems and I'd be better at closing deals. I think one of the things that we business owners get wrapped our heads around is we rush to the sale. I know I spoke to my friend about this, is that we're so focused on selling the product and service that in reality we should be focusing on just human connection and understanding what they even need and want, because this way it saves us so much time. And of course, you're out there and it's exhausting to sell all day long, especially if it's not natural for you. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe to my channel because I will be posting more business training, online skills, interview prep, AI, more of these topics. If you're interested in them, please subscribe. I'd like to have you. And as always, do the best that you can every day.